So a couple days ago, a gameplay trailer for Fable has been released. 30 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay. And today, I'm going to do a deep dive and analyze almost every single shot with you. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so right off the bat, we have violence, blood, sexual themes, and strong language. So I think violence and blood are pretty self-explanatory for this game. You have combat, and I mean, it's good to see that there's going to be blood in this. It's not going to be like, bloodless combat. That can be pretty weird sometimes, especially when the game attempts to be a bit more serious, I think. So sexual themes, that's pretty interesting. I'm not quite sure what that will mean for the game. Will it be like a The Witcher 3 kind of explicit nature, or like Cyberpunk, or how explicit will it actually be? So that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on. And then we have strong language, which I think is also kind of cool. No idea how strong it's going to be, but I don't think we see that much of that in this gameplay trailer, which kind of makes sense because you don't want that in marketing usually. But yeah, that's this out of the way. Let's see.
Fable is a beautiful open-world action RPG, packed with drama, jeopardy, and high-stakes choices that change the world. But at the heart of Fable is a game within a game. An endless, interconnected life sim where you'll be remembered for changing people's lives, building property empires, manipulating the economic fate of entire settlements, and more. And as you do all this, you'll build different identities and experience a complex, nuanced morality that is so much more than good versus evil. It's what you'll do in Fable when you aren't saving the world. And we call it building an extraordinary life.
So that's a pretty important point, I think. What they show in this gameplay trailer, this is like the part of the game that is not the actual game, if you know what I mean. Like, most of the time you will go questing, you will go fighting, or just following the main storyline. And this stuff is the stuff that you can do in between those things, or if you just want to take a break from all that, from the action. So yeah, this is just a part of the game. I think it's a pretty cool part. For some people, this could be a huge part as well. But the way I understand it, you could also completely disregard this and not interact with this at all. Maybe. I'm not sure if that's correct, but this is what it sounds like to me.
Let's dive in. Here I am in the middle of Oakshire, one of the 6 regions in our visually diverse open world.
So, wait, I need to listen to this again.
Here I am in the middle of Oakshire, one of the 6 regions in our visually diverse open world.
Okay, so they are now in Oakshire, one of the 6 regions of this game. So you will have 6 regions. That's already pretty interesting. I absolutely missed that when I watched this for the first time. So this town, I think where he's heading now, I think that's called Silverbrook. And so Silverbrook is in the region of Oakshire. Visually diverse regions, he said. So Oakshire might be this green, lush, peaceful looking region. I mean, you can see the rolling hills in the distance. I don't know. Like the trees, look at this tree to the left. That looks beautiful. So Oakshire might be this peaceful looking region. Who knows? Who knows what other kinds of regions we're going to see?
It's characterised by beautiful rolling hills and lush, colourful foliage,
Yeah.
inspired by the British countryside.
Okay, so we have this I don't know, pig statue on the right here, and as the player approached, a bird of some kind just flew away. So this is not crazy or anything. We see this in other games as well, but this is nice to see. You know, the player scaring the birds away. So that's a nice detail.
There are settlements of different sizes throughout the world, each with their own population, traits and landmarks.
Here we see some birds flying away again.
Of variety.
All right, location discovered at the top there. So when we visit a new location that we haven't visited before, it's probably going to say location discovered. And in this case, it's Silverbrook. So that's pretty cool. This will probably be visible on the map. We'll get to that later in this video. So yeah, a peaceful farming town, which is also pretty cool that each town or place or whatever seems to have their own identity or purpose. You know, I'm curious to see how far this will go and how diverse these descriptions will be, and how much they will actually impact the towns or places or whatever. So a peaceful farming town. Let's continue.
We can see one of those settlements up ahead. Silverbrook, a peaceful farming town and the largest settlement in Oakshire.
The largest settlement in Oakshire. Okay, so that's pretty interesting because this, I believe this didn't seem that large when I first saw the gameplay trailer. It didn't seem that large. It seemed, yeah, like a small village, kind of, you know? Not super small, but also not super large or anything, like right in the middle, I would say. And if this is the largest settlement in Oakshire, then Oakshire probably has very small settlements, which kind of makes sense if it's more of a nature type region, more farmland, maybe. Yeah, remains to be seen. Okay, what do we have there on these signs there to the right? We have Silverbrook, and what does it say? Welcome. Yeah, not sure. I'm not sure if that's anything more. Welcome, and then welcome to. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Welcome to Silverbrook. That makes actual sense. To the left of the player, we have like a sign post or whatever you call it. Not sure if we'll be able to interact with that. Also not sure if this is going to actually be accurate as to where the places actually are, but I imagine it would be. But right now it doesn't even seem like there's any writing on that. Let's continue and see if we can spot some writing on the post sign there. No, it doesn't look like it, but maybe it's just the YouTube compression. So let's continue.
Silverbrook is all about farming, so it has an almost unhealthy obsession with vegetables.
All right, now we have entered the town of Silverbrook. As we can see in the lower left above the minimap, it says Silverbrook, and it has this sun icon next to the name, and I'm not sure what that means or what that would refer to. If that's just like the Silverbrook emblem or something like that, or if it's referencing something else. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea what this might be, or if this just might be maybe it references the size of the town, something like that. I don't quite know. But much more importantly, we have this huge beanstalk there to the right of the player, behind the trees, and this is going to be very, very interesting. We have seen in the other gameplay trailer that there's going to be a giant. So, yeah, this might belong to him. Will we be able to climb it? Will we be able to, I don't know, do anything with that? That's going to be, yeah, that's going to be fun to figure out for sure.
Which can be seen in every detail of the environment. It's in how the villagers have decorated their houses, their shops, and their streets.
Yeah, so that's also a pretty cool detail. This is a farming town, and vegetables are super important to them, so you see them everywhere. And we see a couple of icons on the mini-map, but we'll get to that later when we see the full map.
It's even in how they dress their scarecrows. When I enter a settlement, I quickly run into the beating heart of Albion. Its people. There are over 1,000 handcrafted, fully voiced NPCs, each one with their own job, home, routine, relationships, and memory. None of these villagers are scripted dressing. They have emergent behaviour powered by real-time systems. They go to work, they go to bed, they have hobbies and families. Sometimes, they just want to spend time in the pub. Albion feels alive because its people have lives.
Okay, so yeah, this already seems very, very alive. Like there was this, let me just go back here. This person to the right, I don't know what he's doing, if he's picking, or what they're doing, if they're picking flowers or smelling the flowers, I don't know, or doing some gardening maybe. But they seem to be doing something in the world, you know, and they didn't just spawn there and do whatever they do, but they walked over there when the player approached. Like, look at this. We're approaching the town, and that person is walking over
and memory
to the flowers. There's a kid running from right to left.
They have emergent behavior,
and now they're starting their activity, whatever they're doing.
They go to bed. They have hobbies and families. Sometimes they just want to spend time in the pub.
And now also a minor thing, we can see the horse icon on the minimap, which is like a minor, yeah, super standard thing, but that way we know where the horse is located. I wonder if it's going to, how the horse system works, if it's going to despawn as soon as we're far enough away from it, or if we can just spawn it in anywhere, or if it's more like I don't know, like Red Dead 2, where the horse is at a certain location, and if you're too far away from it, you just actually can't get it back, you know, that easily. So I'm curious to see how they handle that.
Albion feels alive because its people have lives. I've never been to Silverbrook, and because I've done nothing of note yet, Max the stable hand here is completely...
Okay, so now we approach our first NPC. This is Max the stable hand. So they always show the name of the NPC first and then the occupation. So in this case, Max is a stable hand, and above that we have like a mask, like a blue, light blue mask with a neutral expression. So I believe that this indicates their opinion of you, or kind of what they think of you in a more, let's say, black and white manner, right? So in a more condensed way. So he's neutral. He doesn't have any feelings about you, it seems. So under Max the stable hand, it says a shifty commoner. So that's always a little bit of a description of how the NPC is, of their personality, and that tells you a little bit about them, which I also find super interesting. I heard criticism that some people said, you know, it would be cool if it weren't text on the screen that we could read about the person, but if we could actually just learn that through interacting with that person. And I get that. I thought about that a lot too, but I think that's actually a pretty good design, like game design choice, to have it say it on the screen, actually. Also, the same thing applies to a bunch of other things we're going to see later in the video. I think it's actually good that we see this as text, because like, it sounds nice, figure this stuff out during gameplay while interacting with them. But how does this happen? You have to think one step further. How would you find that out? And I think there would be a high risk of people of the players just not realizing these systems even exist if it didn't say this there, even if they existed. But how will you make that obvious to the player? How will you make that known to the player? Because I imagine you can interact with all NPCs apparently, but what is the depth of that interaction? You probably won't be able to have deep conversations with everyone in which you could find these things out, right? So that's my stance on that. Okay, we can press A to chat with them.
Indifferent to me.
Got a minute? What do you want then?
So, if I ask him to follow me...
All right. So, he's indifferent. Yeah, so that's what I mean with the mask at the top right there. That's indifferent. Okay, now it says indifferent because, and then it will list all the different reputations that you have that they care about. So right now it says you have no reputations they care about. That's why they're indifferent. All right, perfect. Now it gets kind of interesting. So at the bottom right here, we have 4 buttons. So the first one is, let's just rewind a little bit. So the first one is romance. Now you can see at the bottom of that button, it has a little arrow down kind of thing, right? So this means, as far as I can tell, that you can expand that menu. So if you click on romance, it will actually show you more options, right? We can see that later on. Now the next button is follow. So I'm not sure what exactly that means. I've heard that you could also do this in the older Fable games. I've never played them. So will they just follow you to a location? Will they just like walk with you? Or will they be like actual companions to you? I'm not quite sure. So yeah, that remains to be seen. The next one would be a gift, probably. I think we're going to see that too later on. So you can give them gifts, which will probably change their reputation, or your reputation, and what they think of you. So the next one, the button all the way to the right, we're seeing that later on too. This is give gold. And if you expand that, I think you can, we're going to see this later on. I think you can select how much gold you want to give that person. I wonder now, you could probably imagine how you could exploit this, right? So you could probably say, okay, I want to fix my reputation with that person, or fix what they think of me. So I'm just going to give them a bunch of gold. But I think, and this is pure speculation, but I think if you give someone gold, that it depends on their personality, how that will affect their, their relationship with you. So some people might be thankful for it. Some people might think you're rich and entitled. I don't know. So yeah, so that's all the interactions we have with a NPC like this one. So below that, you can see more info. Now, I'm not sure if we see this later on in the gameplay, more info. So what would that mean? I'm not quite sure. That's interesting. Then we can bookmark that's interesting too, I think, because, okay, so we can bookmark different NPCs then. I don't know quite what that means. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, like how you imagine that to work, or what that might be useful for. Let me know in the comments. And then we have select and back. That's pretty standard. So let's continue.
If I ask him to follow me,
Follow me. I don't deal with randos.
he won't. And he thought I was weird. That's fair.
All right. I almost missed this. So he asked him to follow, and, he's indifferent. He doesn't know you. So they just declined. And at the top left, right on the back of our hat there, it says plus weird. So this means that we gained the weird reputation. I'm not sure if we actually gained that reputation, if that actually is active now, or if we just progressed toward gaining that reputation, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not sure if we get plus weird just once, if we're already seen as weird by the people, or if it's gonna take like 5 plus weirds. You know what I mean? So I would imagine it to be the second option, but yeah. So this is why, if you do stuff like this, it actually has a tiny impact, which is super interesting.
And he thought I was weird. That's fair.
Right then. Bye.
Well, and there you go, I guess.
Okay, look at this. I totally missed this during my first watch. So at the top right, you can see this house here to the right seems to be the sheriff. That's pretty cool. So not sure what you can do there, but yeah, that's interesting. There's a sheriff house or whatever.
In the story, I'm here investigating if there's a connection between Isabel, the powerful...
Wait. Let me check this out. So there's another sign behind the house to the right, which we can't see yet.
Investigating if there's a connection...
There it is. What does that say? Vanity Prince? No, I'm not sure. Is it vanity? I'm not sure. But there's a scissor on top of that sign, so that might be a hairdresser. Yeah, then we have a shop further down the road. I'm not quite sure what that sign says.
Isabel, the powerful red-cloaked hero I'm pursuing, and the strange magical incidents being reported in Silverbrook.
Oh, okay, so here we have Ben, who also seems to be indifferent, and he's a dodgy commoner. That's pretty cool. Whatever, I'm not sure what that means. And they react to you. Is that a hero? Okay, that's pretty cool. So they don't know you yet, but they kind of, you kind of look like a hero, I guess. So this shop right there is Odds and Sods. So we will actually enter that shop later on. To the left, we have something which I can't quite make out, but it might be like a bakery type thing. Let's continue.
I've heard something about giant vegetables and a hero called Arden, who...
Also, now let's turn our eyes to the mini-map. So yeah, this at the bottom right of the mini-map, it seems like a barber of some kind, like a hairdresser. Then to the right here, Odds and Sods, that's probably like a general store. And then yeah, the bakery to the left. Okay, pretty cool, like a food store kind of thing. And then we also ran past a clothing store, which we will also enter. And okay, this is actually interesting because to the left we have this bread icon, and then up ahead we have like an apple. Are those two different kinds of food stores? That would also be kind of cool. And now we see on top of the minimap we have these two blue circles. Yeah, and those are, if you can see it, like to the left of the pig statue in the distance. We have these two people and the pig talking, and they can be interacted with. So you'll see.
Lives nearby. Maybe they could help me find Isabel. And it seems there's a bit of a commotion in the town square. Let's see what's going on.
Someone needs to tell this little brat what's what. Oh, Hero, can you do me a favor and get...
Okay, so this is what I mean. You approached them, and then the screen turned black for a second, and you're in the conversation. So it doesn't seem like you would have to interact with it actively, but you're just walking past them close enough, and then you're being drawn into the conversation, which is kind of interesting now that I think about it, because like to me this is kind of cool right now, because you're just walking past them, but this guy is just like talking to you. He's like, Hero, can you do me a favor? So you're being pulled into this conversation. Could be a cool thing.
This bloody kid away from me.
No! I won't let you kill Colin! Hero! You have to stop him!
Look, kid, I'm a butcher, and Colin's just a pig. Do I need to spell it out?
But I'm not like all the other pigs.
Now we have a talking pig, which is super fun. Also, what I'm noticing now in the background, in the top left, right there, I think what you can see there is like a mission board or a contract board of some sort, which we can also see on the mini map.
Hi, John.
Oh, look, I am not having this conversation with you again, Colin.
Did I just understand that pig?
Oh, yeah, the novelty wears off after a bit, trust me.
Colin's special! Please. We can eat something else at this little travel feast. Well done.
People are expecting a hog roast, kid, and I've been preparing Colin...
Just look at how many people there are walking in the background. It looks so alive. It looks pretty full for a town that doesn't even seem that big. Maybe we're just not seeing all of this town, but yeah, I don't know. It looks pretty alive, pretty full. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
This pig for ages.
But I've only just learned to communicate. Who knows what else I could achieve? I've got potential, Hero. Don't let me end up on a spit. Please.
All right. So now we have to decide over the fate of the pig. So these are our options, right? We have two yellow, golden kind of options and two white options. So in my experience with other games, actually I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey again right now, and they're doing it the exact same way, where the white options are just questions you can ask or things you can say to get further information, and the golden options are things that will actually progress the dialogue in a way that you won't be able to go back. So if you click a white one, you will be able to click the other white one after that. But if you click a yellow one or a golden one, the conversation will progress. So you can decide between the pig lives, which we will see the outcome of. Now, you could also say the pig dies. Not sure what would happen then. You can ask Silver Trowel, am I saying that correctly? What's that? Okay, you can ask about what that is. How did this happen to you, pig? Okay, so you could ask the pig how this happened. Okay, let's continue.
Well, this certainly qualifies as a magical incident. What you're seeing here is not a cinematic. It's just one of the hundreds of story conversations in our game. We have over 2 hours of high-quality, performance-captured cinematics, just like the ones you've seen in our trailers. But in these conversations, you'll make hundreds of branching dialogue choices that change what happens and how people feel about you. It's important to note that every choice has a consequence.
Now, when they say that, every choice has a consequence, that's a pretty bold statement. I'm not sure if I believe that completely. They say they have hundreds of these conversations and encounters, which is insane. but also this one's pretty small from what we can see. Like, yes, you have this conversation, you can decide things, but what will the actual consequences be beyond this conversation? That's what we don't see, which I'm also quite interested in. Yeah.
It's up to me if Colin lives or dies. And I think he should live. I mean, come on. He's a talking pig.
Let the pig live.
Yes!
Thanks, hero. I knew you'd understand. No hard feelings, John.
You don't make the decisions here. This is my pig, bought and paid for.
This is a super interesting outcome, I think, because who are you to decide if the pig should live or die? This is not your decision to make. So now the conversation continues, and now you have those three options. I'll buy the pig from you, then fight me for it then, and fine, have it your way. So fine, have it your way, probably, that just ends the conversation type of thing. Yeah, the pig dies. So fight me for it then. That's interesting. So you can actually engage in combat, maybe. Maybe the butcher would also say something like, okay, no, I'm not gonna fight you for this. I can't fight. I'm not a good fighter. Just have the pig, whatever. Possible. But this might also damage your reputation in some way, for sure. I mean, that's what I would expect. Or I'll buy the pig from you. So this is what he does here.
I can see his point. So I'm going to pay the butcher.
What's the pig worth to you? I'll cover it.
Oh, it's not just a pig. It's provisions, labour, faff. We're talking thousands.
All right, now you can choose to pay this 2,000 gold, which I'm not sure how much that is, or I'm not paying that, which I'd also be interested to see what would be the next step in this conversation if you chose that.
2,000 gold? That seems pretty steep. All right, Colin's worth it.
Here, this should cover your expenses.
Fine. Those rumors.
All right. So you just bought the pig from him, and now it says plus shrewd in the top left corner there. So you gained some progression towards that reputation.
About Dave's veg better be true. Feast going vegan this year.
Hero, you saved Colin.
Wait, I almost missed this. Oh, look at this.
Better be true. Feast going vegan this
Reputation gained. Okay, so that's how that looks. Okay, so I might have been right. So if it says plus shrewd, you only gain some progression towards that reputation, but you don't gain that reputation yet. That apparently only happens when you see this reputation gained shrewd in Silverbrook. So this is also really, really interesting. So apparently you will have different reputations depending on the location. So you only have this reputation in Silverbrook right now, as far as I understand it. So that's pretty cool.
year.
Hero, you saved Colin. Mum gave me these, but
All right. Plus merciful, plus virtuous. This brings up another interesting point. I wonder how many of these adjectives we will have, of these reputation types. That will also be kind of important to me, at least, because if it's just like the same 10 adjectives like throughout the entire game, that might be a little, I don't know, might become boring after a while. But like, if you have enough of those, if you have enough nuance there, that might be really, really interesting.
I think you deserve them more.
Thanks. Maybe you could help me
Now reputation gained virtuous in Silverbrook.
back. The guild sent me. There's been reports of strange things happening around here.
Like what?
Who's in charge around here? And where's Arden, the hero?
Arden doesn't really come around here anymore. You should try the sheriff. His office is nearby. Come on, Colin. Let's go.
I've spared Colin's life.
So this is also pretty cool. Now you've spared Colin's life and the kid helped you out. So would you have gotten that information otherwise? That's kind of the question, right? So now on the minimap right there, we can see the mission board, which we can also see more clearly in the world now. Yeah, we also have this pub, it seems, right ahead of us. And whatever that might be on the minimap to the left there, I'm not sure. Is that oh, I actually think that is a well. I think we saw that earlier in the distance. Let me just, if we can, there it is, to the left of John here. You can see that well in the background. That's interesting, actually. That's an icon on the minimap. So that kind of tells us that we can interact with it, right? What will we be able to do with this? Okay, very interesting. And now we also have, like, right next to us, I think I know what that is. That might be the town crier. Why it has this kind of sleeping symbol there, I'm not sure. But we can also see to the right that we have just gotten a basket of smiley face cupcakes from the kid. So this is probably a gift we can offer other people. I'm not sure how valuable these things are, because here's the interesting part. When you pre-order this, or when you buy the premium edition of this game, you will get some gifts, like in-game gifts. So these things might be pretty valuable in-game. I'm not sure. That's something that I'm pretty interested in.
I've also gained reputations as virtuous and shrewd. In Fable, every action generates local reputation. You'll eventually be known for the reputations you build, and everyone will judge you on their own moral terms.
Oh, all right, so I completely missed this during my first watch. This Aaron guy, who's somewhere off screen, he says, "Hey hero, I've got a quest for you in my bedroom." What is up with that? Like, okay. So we need to go talk to Aaron to find out what that's about. That's funny.
Often directly.
Nice work, people complimenting you.
Center of our complex, nuanced take on morality.
And there you can see the bakery to the right. Look at all this bread on display there. Okay, cool.
Evolving beyond just right and wrong. It reflects real life, where morality...
Oh, who's that guy?
Wrong. It reflects real life.
This is Abdullah, a calm commoner. Okay, cool. That's like 3 commoners where we've seen their descriptions, and they've all been different so far. This guy apparently likes us, as you can see from the mask kind of thing.
Where morality is multifaceted and subjective. One person's good is another person's evil. Even being merciful will divide opinion.
Let's chat to some other folks and see what they think about.
So Jack the beggar. Again, we have the name, the occupation, which in this case is not a really cool or good occupation, I guess. But yeah, he's a beggar, so he doesn't have a job. A hardworking commoner. Again, another new description. This is pretty cool.
Hello there.
Hey, you're that hero.
Okay, so you start talking to them, and then immediately you see all this info. So hardworking commoner, he already likes you because of your reputation, virtuous, which you have just gained from the pig interaction. They think you're principled. Okay, so you have reputations, and based on those, and based on their character probably, they have thoughts about you, and they think you're principled, which is a good thing for them, and they like you because of that. Okay.
This is Jack the beggar. He's a commoner who's unemployed right now, which is a shame, given he's a hard-working sort of person. On the right is how he feels about me. Jack likes my virtue.
look at this detail in his outfit. Like his sleeves are kind of torn off. He has stitches in his shirt. His right shoe is like has holes in it. That's crazy. I wonder if that's like his face is all dirty and stuff. Look, I wonder if that will change if we give him a job later down the line, or you know, if we send other people to the streets to be beggars, which we can do, if the same thing is going to happen to them, that could be super cool, actually.
This reputation and thinks I'm principled. Other NPCs might feel differently about my choices, because each has their own moral view on the choices you make. There are lots of ways to interact with NPCs. I'm going to give some gold to Jack, because he seems nice, and he's a bit down in his luck.
Okay, now we've opened the Give Gold menu, and we have the option of giving 1,000 gold or 100 gold. And at the top right now, you can see the gold that we have, which is in this case 130,009 gold. I'm not sure where I've seen this, but somewhere I've heard, I think someone asked the developers when they were shown this gameplay. This gameplay was shown to some creators, like in an actual person, and I think someone asked the developers this, and they said that some things have been altered for this trailer, so they have a lot of money to begin with. I think they gain more money through things that we're going to see later on, and maybe some things might also be more like cheaper. Like some things have been adjusted for this trailer to make it like just a little faster for everything to happen. Just keep that in mind.
For you. I hope it helps.
Oh, this is going straight in my pocket. Cheers.
Okay, you've gained plus kind, and yeah, their thoughts about you haven't changed.
He was grateful for that, and he felt I was being kind. Let's give him a bit more.
Here. Don't spend it all at once.
This takes the edge off. Thank you.
And now you have gained the reputation kind. And now the virtuous disappeared, you know, where it says he likes you because of your reputations, where it said virtuous, he now likes you because you're kind, and he now thinks you're considerate. So that already changed a little.
That made an impact. I've gained a reputation for being kind, and I'm known for it.
Plus kind again.
Silverbrook. Everything you do has a consequence.
Okay, so you're known for that across Silverbrook. So word travels pretty fast, and people, know these things about you in this town, which is fine. It's still a game.
Let's leave Jack.
So long. You're like a breath of fresh air, you know?
Notice this little circle right there on the chicken. That means you can interact with it, and in this case, you can kick it.
I do like Jack, though. Maybe I should buy him a gift. There are lots of shops with different stock across Albion.
So this is Ethan. He also likes me. He's an opinionated commoner. Cool. Like, again, this is a new description. I love this. So you might see the sign straight ahead with this interact circle on it. We'll get to that later.
Let's go to the general store across the street to see what they have.
Yeah, you can see you can interact with it and view that sign.
Every business has NPCs working in them as part of their daily life. Just like Megan here.
This is Megan the Merchant, an ambitious commoner. Again, another new description. Pretty cool.
This is some quality stuff.
Welcome, hero. What can I do for you?
So, she's ambitious. She likes you because you're shrewd. Okay, cool. So she likes me for something else than what's his name? Jack, the beggar. And she thinks I'm savvy. Okay, that's pretty cool. So she gets an extra icon there at the bottom, and an extra button we can press there, and that's browse goods, because she's a merchant and we're in the shop. Makes sense.
Doing my deal to save Colin gave me a shrewd reputation, and Megan here is a fan. She's an ambitious commoner, and she thinks I'm savvy because of my earlier deal-making. Every NPC has unique characteristics driving who they are and what they think of you. You know what? Forget Jack. He's dead to me.
Okay, this is getting interesting. Now we've opened up the romance option, and now we have some stuff here. Let's unpack this. We have the first thing is flirt. All right, we'll see this in action. The second thing there, so yeah, that's probably sleep with or something like that, which you can probably only do in certain circumstances. If you're in a relationship together, or I don't know, if they like you enough or whatever. I'm not sure, but this, yeah, interesting that it's an option right there. Then you have the third thing, which I would imagine to be live together, probably. That's pretty cool. And also you can apparently ask those things like immediately. You can ask her, like, even though you've seen her for the first time, you can ask her to live with you. And the response, yeah, will probably be varied from person to person, but yeah, you can ask this from the get-go. So the next one would probably be try for a baby, or I don't know, just get a baby. I don't know how that works in Albion. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the final option is probably propose. Yeah, so a lot you can do there. Actually, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen this in another game this detailed, I think. I like it.
I'm going to try flirting with Megan.
Phew. Is it hot around here, or is it just you?
Well, aren't you confident? Between you and me, I've always wanted to swoon.
Okay, so now we've gained plus flirty and plus charming. Interesting. Now that we've flirted with her once, we can see her, like, what she's looking for. It says looking for someone who is known as an entrepreneur, wears only fancy clothes, and owns a local residence. Okay, so we have to fulfill all these things for her to be interested in us. I'm not sure. Now, this is where it could be interesting. I'm not sure if this is an immediate success if you like fulfill all of these, if you check all these boxes. I'm not sure if that's an immediate success, or if it could still be, it could still fail. You know, your attempt could still fail. That would be interesting. I would like it to be in a way that if you check these boxes, then you have a chance, you know, but it's not guaranteed. That might be cool. I don't know. We'll see how it is in game. But now we can see the flirt option has changed to a date option. Now you can propose a date.
That went well. Megan thinks I'm charming and flirty, and I've started to build a reputation for it in Silverbrook. Let's ask her out.
So now he said that went well, which kind of implies to me that if you flirt with someone, it might also be able to go in the other direction. So maybe they don't like it at all. In her case, she did like it, but maybe some people don't, you know? Interesting, too.
On a date.
Do you want to grab a drink or something?
Would you believe you're almost what I'm looking for?
Okay, so she's not interested in a date. So we've tried it, but she wasn't interested in a date at the moment. Okay, so maybe you can only ask her out on a date when you check all these boxes.
Clearly she's interested, but I'm not worthy of her time just yet. She wants to date an entrepreneur who owns their own home and only wears fancy clothes. They're high standards. She is ambitious after all. All right, I'm invested in taking Megan on a date. Let's go.
I'll be back, I'm sure.
You have a smashing.
All right, what does it say there to the left? They're interested, but you'll need to prove yourself before they'll agree to a date, and then show in romances. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you have apparently kind of a romances menu. I think we'll see this later on. And you have to prove yourself, okay, before they will agree to date. Interesting.
Okay.
First, I'll need to buy a business to get a reputation as an entrepreneur. In Fable, I can literally buy any business.
Which is crazy.
Buy that bakery across the street, or around the corner, I could buy one of the stalls.
Wait. Okay, so right before you, the icon on the minimap, the town crier, which I believe it to be, it doesn't have this sleeping symbol anymore. So maybe they weren't available before, maybe because you didn't have enough reputations, or maybe because of the working hours, possibly. Like maybe it will be that same like sign or the sleeping symbol for any shop that is not currently within the working hours. That could also be true. I mean, yeah, they do have working hours. As far as I understand it, they actually do have their daily routines, like in Skyrim, for example, where at night you can't go to all of the stores because they're just not open, you know?
But you know what? I think I like the pub. The Silver Trough.
Look at this, man. People sitting outside and drinking, and someone making their way into the pub, and it just looks so alive. I love it.
It's simple to buy a property. Interact with the deed outside the front door to see income, price, and the number of people employed there.
So this is what I was talking about. You can click this on pretty much any building, I believe. So in this case, it's a business, the Silver Trough. Your local's local. All right, so this is kind of their motto, I guess. Then you can see, I mean, probably the number of staff this business can have and how many it currently has, I would assume. So this has one of two positions filled, and you have an income of 5,233 gold. I'm not sure if that's a daily income or weekly or whatever the time frame of that is. And you can see the purchase price, in this case, 99,960 gold, which is a lot even for the amount of gold that we have in this gameplay demo. Yeah, okay, so pretty cool. A lot of information right there.
To be honest, I've always wanted to own a pub, so let's buy it.
All right, now we can see the map for the first time, which I think is very, very beautiful. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So first of all, we have this business overview of, I guess it's just the overview of this specific business, probably. We can see the income again. We can see the positions filled again. And we can also see this little green triangle. And it says to the right, 10%, you're like plus 10%, your employees are overperforming. So depending on who you hire, it will actually probably like benefit or give certain modifiers to your business. So then you can see the wages. That's interesting. So wages affect employees' wealth and their ability to pay rent. So that's crazy. So employees have to pay, or like NPCs, I guess, have to pay rent. And there you can set the wages. Right now it's on medium, so it's probably low, medium, and high wages. You can manage your employees. And you can set the prices too. That's pretty cool. So it's on medium right now. So, okay, it's 4 options. So it might be free, low, medium, and high. So you might be able to just give stuff away for free. That could also be kind of cool. And then you can sell the business. All right, now let's move to the top right. That's interesting too. There we can see again the current amount of gold that we have. And then we have 3 different currencies, it seems. I'm not sure what they are or what they are used for. They could also be like one of these could be like ability points, like skill points or something. Yeah, they look pretty rare as we only have 2, 1, and 1. But I very much hope, I really, really hope that none of these are for microtransactions. That would be, yeah, I really don't want that. So let me know your guesses. Maybe if anyone's experienced with the older Fables, maybe you know what they could be. Please let me know in the comments. That would be super interesting. And then we can see the income that our businesses, probably our combined businesses, have. And the 0 out of 5,000, that is actually our income chest capacity. So let's say this is a daily income. I'm not sure if it's daily or whatever, but let's say it's a daily income. So we get 5,233 gold per day, but our income chest can only hold 5,000. So we might actually miss out on money that way, possibly, but I know that we can upgrade it, but we'll get to this later. Then we have this, what did they call it? Reputation cloud, I think, right below, where we can see the reputations that we have in Silverbrook right now. So in this case, this is kind, shrewd, and virtuous. These are the 3 reputations we have right now. In Silverbrook, we can see this here, a peaceful farming town, some information on Silverbrook, famous for its local produce. That's also pretty cool. I wonder if that has any gameplay indications. Things to see, that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that. The Silver Trow Festival, whatever that is. So that's super cool. So we can see what this town is famous for and like things to see, like activities or maybe special places in this town. In this case, it's a festival. That's super cool. I would love to explore that.
Maybe this is the start of my business empire. I'm a proud new pub owner. Now I can set prices and wages, and I can manage the staff.
Okay, now we are in the staff management screen. We can see employees. A business without employees will generate no income. Okay, now this would be interesting if you then have to maybe even pay upkeep or something, or if it just generates 0 and that's it. But then you have your 2 positions that you can fill. One of them is Susan, the bartender in your bar, who is a caring commoner. Again, another new description. Pretty cool. And she has this positive effect on this positive modifier on the business of 10% because, as you can see on the right there, Susan is great with the customers. Pretty cool. And then you have a vacancy which you can fill and which you will fill in this gameplay demo.
Every villager performs differently. Here, Susan the bartender is great with customers because she's caring. And that's giving my pub an income boost of 10%. Thanks, Susan. The pub's understaffed though. As the new owner, I should probably sort that out. And guess what? I know just the hard-working fellow.
Now it says owned on this sign. That's also a nice little detail. And new business, the Silver Trough. Cool.
Let's go back to Jack the Beggar.
They're so pure.
Oh, now we've gained entrepreneur and rich because we've like spent that much money on this pub. I'm on the look at this. Danielle, what's their name? They're so pure. And then Kathleen says, "I'm on the market, hero." That's pretty cool. I wonder if they mean it, if that's just idle like NPC chatter, or if you could actually go over to Kathleen right now and interact with her and she would be interested, Which brings me to something I missed before, but which we're gonna get to soon again. So yeah. about Susan the bartender. Oh, look at this, another NPC. Lucas, a free-spirited commoner. So this is crazy. So, I mean, we've seen like a handful of NPCs, but none of them had the same description so far, which I love. I wonder when or if we're gonna see the same description in this gameplay trailer. Oh my god, come on, wait. This is Wendy the town crier, who likes me apparently, a smug commoner. Again, this another new description. I'm loving this. Okay. And reputation gained entrepreneur in Silverbrook.
Entrepreneur and as rich, because I bought
and
them,
rich.
And it cost me a ton of gold.
Yeah, okay, because it costs so much money. And there you can kick the chicken.
Jack, you're no longer dead to me.
Hi there.
Hey, you.
Jack still likes me for...
Ooh, look at this. Okay, you have another option now, which is highlighted by a little diamond thing right there, because you own a business. Okay.
my kindness earlier. But I like that Jack is hardworking, so I'm going to give him a job in my pub.
Okay, so you only have one option there. At the moment, I would think so. Maybe there can be other options once he's hired, maybe. And right now, the only option is to hire him. That's pretty cool.
Got a job, if you're interested.
I can probably do that, yeah.
I can hire anyone.
Okay, and then you have your business screen again, and then you can select for which of your businesses you will want to hire Jack. That's pretty cool. And he just said you can hire anyone.
Providing they like me enough to accept my job offer.
Okay, fair. All right, now you hired them and they are thankful for their job. That's pretty cool. And now you have new options as indicated by that diamond again over the business button.
Great. Jack is thankful I've made a positive impact on his life. He's no longer a beggar and he's now a bartender.
Cheers.
Yeah, makes sense.
Jack the bartender, and you have this little suitcase, which probably means that he's working for you, that he's your employee. Cool.
There are so many other people to talk to.
Villagers react to the reputations you build.
They'd help with anything.
And they remember the things you do to them. Now the pub is fully staffed and Jack can head off to work. Take your time, Jack.
Now this is also so amazing that he's getting up and leaving
Next
for
I
work.
need some fancy clothes. Let's head to the tailor.
Like instead of just spawning
Lots of places I can
at the
update
pub.
my look. Tailors, hairdressers, tattooists, and
Tailors, hairdressers, even tattooists. That is so cool. There seem to be so many types of shops, and yeah,
settlement has different options available.
every settlement
Rare
different
items to
options.
discover in the more dangerous parts of Albion too.
So that's also pretty cool. I would also expect this from a game like this, that you have rare like items, like probably clothing items or weapons maybe, that you can only find out in the world, you know, not that you probably can't buy from any shop. That's pretty awesome. Those will feel rare probably too. And now you can see on the left, your income chest is full. So it probably is your daily income. And you also have this little icon right to the right of the map that your income chest is full.
There are tons of options to create a unique look for your hero.
So this is the spinning wheel.
This place looks fancy. Let's head inside. This is the tailor.
Okay, we have Brian, a crooked commoner. Again, another description. And he seems to dislike me for some reason.
Rhiannon.
And Rhiannon, the tailor, a humble commoner. Have we had that one before? I don't think we have.
So much choice on offer.
We're closing soon.
So she has an attitude right away, which is pretty cool because she doesn't like me. Because she dislikes you. Because your reputation's shrewd, rich entrepreneur, they think you're out of touch. So yeah, here you can see how different NPCs will be affected differently by your reputations. And you again have your business button you can press there, even for someone who's already working in a business. That's super interesting. And you have the browse goods, obviously.
Just like real life, wealth is a divisive topic, and Rhiannon has her own views. In stark contrast to the ambitious Megan, she's very much not a fan of rich entrepreneurs, and she thinks I'm out of touch. Which makes sense, given she's humble. Let's have a look at what she's selling. Fancy clothes, hopefully.
Can I see your stuff?
Don't waste my time.
Rhiannon's jacking up the prices by 80% just for me. Looking closer reveals why. That's just how much she hates me.
All right, so this is also cool. So we're in the spinning wheel, and we have a couple of tabs there. Headwear, we can see the other ones later on. And there's not that much on offer, I would say, but I don't know if he said it yet. I think he's gonna say it pretty soon here, but every store has different inventory. So if you go to another town, to another tailor, they might have a different collection of hats, than these. So I absolutely love that. And this one is an off-bridge top hat, which looks ridiculous, I might add. A superb talking point for any soiree. Okay, and then below that, it says a fancy look. So we will also see items where it says a regular look, I believe. And that will probably be the indicator for you to know to know how the NPCs will react to it. So this is a fancy look, so people will react differently to this, presumably, than to a regular look. The base price would be 1,500 gold, but because Rhiannon dislikes you so much, the prices are increased by 80% for you only, and that makes it 2,700 gold. That's crazy. This is pretty cool. So you can buy and wear. So you immediately equip it. You can only buy it without equipping it. You can rotate your character, and you can view the price modifiers. So just the more information on the modifiers.
This is just one example of where your choices ripple through all the interconnected systems. And here I've got our character customizer. I'm free at any time to find a wardrobe and change a bunch of different things about myself. I can change my skin tone, body, head, hair, and...
Okay, let's take a look at this. So you can change your appearance at any wardrobe, it seems.
I can change my skin tone.
Reading glasses, looking smart. They don't seem to contribute to any special look, I guess.
Body, head...
This is eyewear. This was just eyewear, and now it's tops. Off-bridge fine jacket, for you deserve the finer things. This is also a fancy look.
Here and lots more. In the tailor, I can only buy clothes, but there's over 100...
Look at this. So you buy fancy clothes, and you gain the rich reputation. You gain plus rich. That's interesting that even that will have an impact.
20 different shops in Albion, each with their own stock and items to buy. Let's finish my outfit
Plus
with some
rich.
fancy shoes.
Look at this. Okay, so the shoes. The turnip farmer's boots, a step in the wrong direction, a rustic look. So this will be a different look which people will presumably react to differently. And you've gained rich reputation.
See you, Rhiannon.
Take care.
Yeah, all right.
We don't get on.
And there you can see the items that you've just acquired to the right.
But it's been a pleasure. Now I'm really looking the part. Let's check on my relationship with Megan.
Okay, anything changed here? I mean, okay, so this is like the normal map view, it seems. Let's let's dissect this, all right? So our business, okay, look at this to the top right. Now our business doesn't make 5,000 something per day anymore. It makes 8,431 gold, presumably because we have 2 employees working there. But you can also see that the income chest is full. So 5,000 of 5,000. I'm not sure where the excess money will go, if you can just get it later, or if that's like gone, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see below the Silverbrook banner to the right, you can access your properties and people. So that's interesting. Will this be all the people you've interacted with, or people that you have a relationship with or something? I'm not sure. You can also activate filters and focus on your hero. But let's now like dissect and analyze this map. So at the very top there in these like big letters, you can see what would probably be Oakshire. So this is the region we were talking about. To the top left, there's like a question mark, and this would be something that you haven't discovered yet, or would it? I'm not actually sure about that. This might actually be the windmill that you've already seen. Wait, would this be the windmill? I think it would be. Which way did you come into the town from? So I think the first store we saw, yeah, the stables was like the first thing we saw. So this, to the top left, the question mark, that must be the windmill that we started the video with. You can see that you've already seen it, I guess, or I'm not sure, but it has these white outlines, even though it's a question mark. But you can see on the rest of the map, when things have white outlines, you've already discovered them or visited them or something. And when they have gray outlines, you have not. So I'm not sure if you have to interact with that or just discover it or see it. Probably you have to interact with that. But then again, we haven't interacted with the well or the mission board or the town crier or the butcher at the bottom. But yeah, maybe they've done this ahead of the gameplay demo, quite possibly. So we have around the town of Silverbrook, we have all these scarecrow symbols. These look like farms, like farm fields, if I were to guess. But these symbols aren't on all of these, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe those are fields that you can buy. And then there are on some of these like icons of like people, like symbols of people, I would say, with a cross. So maybe they're not being worked. Those fields are not being worked. I'm not sure. So what else do we have in town then? We have stables. We have, yeah, the tailor we're at right now. We have the hairdresser. We have a general goods store. Oh, I guess gray is the stuff you've already been to then. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't make that much sense to me. I'm not quite sure. So we have the bakery, we have this apple. This might be a market or something. We have the town crier, the contract board, the pub, the well, and further down we have what looks to be a butcher and like a meat, like maybe it's a butcher, maybe it's also a weapon store, and then the actual meat store where you can buy the meat. Not sure if that's called a meat store. I don't know. I'm vegetarian. But yeah, so that's all the icons that we can see on this map here. Yeah, for Silverbrook. So already Silverbrook, which is, okay, it actually looks a bit larger than it did, than I thought it would be. It's quite a few houses, actually. It's quite a few. And then what I like, it's not just contained to this little, I'm gonna call it island, even though it's not an island, but it's also, there's like a couple of stray houses further out, which I like a lot. So if you want a quieter life, you know, you can maybe just buy one of the houses on the top left there, above the windmill, which could be super chill. Yeah, let's continue.
Anytime I can dip into property and people screens to track my loved ones, of which there.
Oh yeah, let's check this out. So this is the, I presume he just clicked on the people button, and because you only have one, no, this is just romances. Interesting, but this is, okay, this is interesting. So this is the romances tab, and then you can press RT or LT to switch different filters, and this is all. What would the other ones be? I'm not sure. Maybe married, maybe living together, maybe I don't know, something like this. Let me know what you think. But there we can see Megan the Merchant, and that we are in, I don't know, in a relationship, or we're romancing. We've just flirted so far, right? Okay, so that already counts as a romance, I guess. And then you could press the right bumper for the bookmarked NPCs, I would assume.
Could be many, because I can have relationships with everyone in Albion if I like. It would just take a while. While I'm here, I can see the reputation cloud on the right. It shows me what I'm known for in Silverbrook. As an entrepreneur, rich, kind, shrewd, and virtuous. On a single moral scale, these reputations would be seen the same way, as absolutely good or evil. However, as we've seen with Megan and Rhiannon, Fable's morality reflects the complexity of judgment we see in the world today, where everyone has their own moral view.
The last thing left for Megan is to own a home.
Okay, here we can see it again. Goals. So we've just clicked on Megan, and now we can see the goals. And there we also can, with the right or left triggers, we can also switch through different tabs. I wonder what these might be. So one of them is goals. What might the other ones be? That's interesting. So she's looking for someone who wears only fancy clothes. This one we've checked. Is known as an entrepreneur. This one we've checked. So is known as an entrepreneur. Yeah, okay, so we own a business, so that seems to be enough. And owns a local residence. That's still missing.
I'm a bit short on cash though, seeing as I paid a fortune to save Colin and bought a pub. But since I've bought it, I've been earning passive income. So let's swing by to collect it.
So this is what I was talking about with the passive income, with the income chest.
Nuanced, subjective view of who I am and what they think of me. But if I don't like my reputations in Silverbrook, I can pay the town crier to change them. I give them gold, a lot of gold, and they spread a new reputation for me.
So this is like a criticism that I've seen, that your actions don't really have consequences because you can't just pay the town crier to change your reputation. But I don't really see this as a negative point, because first of all, we don't quite know how this works yet. Will he just be able to, will the town crier just be able to change every reputation to whatever reputation you choose instead? And like, or will it be more nuanced, more specific maybe? Or maybe he will only be able to get rid of reputations. I'm not sure. And also it seems to be costing a lot of gold. So, you know, you don't necessarily want to do this.
If you're rich enough.
Wait. New NPC. So this is Lana, who doesn't like me. A materialistic commoner. Cool, nice. A new one again. And this is Ben. I think we've seen Ben before, a dodgy commoner. Yeah. I think this was Ben who we have seen before. So no duplicates yet.
If you're rich enough, you can change.
Wendy, we've seen her before.
People think of you. Here I am at the Silver Trough, now under new management. Let's head inside and check in on our employees.
Now you're known as a rich entrepreneur, and people say to you, I could use some investment advice. Interesting.
There's Susan, my star bartender from earlier.
This is Zura, a laid-back commoner. I can't believe this. Okay, we're still going on. No duplicates yet. And Susan, the bartender. So we can see this mask on top of her name. That might mean that she could be attracted to us.
Hey, you. Working hard?
Just who I wanted to see. You.
And she fancies you because of your reputation's kind. They think you're compassionate. Okay, that's pretty cool. So she already fancies me. That can happen too, apparently. Like, not with Megan, who only liked me, I think. But she definitely didn't fancy me. So romancing Susan here would probably be a lot easier because she already fancies me. I'm probably already checking all of her boxes, you know?
Oh, she fancies me because she thinks I'm compassionate. Sorry, Susan. I only have eyes for Megan.
Keep at it.
You and me, boss. You and me.
Hey.
And there's Jack. Let's say hi.
How's it going?
Just working. You know me.
I knew you'd work out, Jack. He is a hard-working commoner after all. Keep up the good work.
Farewell.
See you, boss.
Things seem to be ticking over in here, so I'll head downstairs to the income chest to collect my profits.
Looking good.
There's an income chest in every business I own and every property I live in. It means I don't have to go to each individual place, and I can collect all my income from any of them.
Okay, so this is the income chest, which, yeah, you can access from all of your homes or businesses, apparently. Yeah, it's full. Upgrade chest size to 25,000 for 5,000 gold. So that's pretty cheap. I mean, is this... I'm still not sure if this is daily income or what the time frame is, but income rate... Yeah, it just says income rate 8,431. Then you can collect the gold or upgrade the chest. We've collected that now.
Got a decent amount of gold now. Time to pick off the last thing on Megan's list. Owning my own property in Silverbrook. Let's go house hunting.
Oh, this is Christine, who doesn't like me. An underhanded commoner. Oh my god. This is turning into a game. Will we find a duplicate in this gameplay trailer? A duplicate description? And these have all been unique so far. That is so cool. And the income chest is full again. So this might be the stuff that you couldn't pick up before, filling it immediately again, or this is just like gameplay demo, like stuff they've altered. I'm not sure, but this seems fast.
I can buy literally any house in Albion. It would just take a while, and quite a bit of gold. But I like the look of this one. Nice garden, rural views, weird hairy pig statues out front. Let's have a look.
Point of interest. A new location has been marked on the map. I wonder what that's about. Let me just check real quick. Oh, okay, so the kid says, I want to be you when I grow up. That's pretty cool.
Weird
but what's that?
Statues out front.
What's that about?
Let's have a look.
So you have a new point of interest. I'm not sure if that's related to this house, or if that might be anything else.
Looks like I don't quite have enough money.
So this would be number 6, King's Hunt. And then you can see how many people presumably can live in this house and how many are currently living in this house. So at the moment it's 1 out of 5 possible inhabitants. And the income, that could either be the income of the people living there, but I would assume that this is rather the income that you would have now with the people living there as the rent that they're paying, right? So with one person living in this house in this location, if you owned this, you would probably get 1,340 gold as your income as the landlord, because you don't have to live there yourself when you buy this house. You can let other people live there and be the landlord. So this is probably what this is. And the purchase price is over 34,000 gold. So it's not that cheap.
That's a shame. But one thing I can do is pick up a shift at a job. There's a blacksmith just down the road. Hopefully I can go earn enough gold there. Going on dates, buying property.
Who's that? Who's that?
Going on dates.
This is Zura again. We know her.
Buying properties and businesses and doing jobs are all part of the interconnected Fable experience. It really adds to the sense of immersion when I can take a break from saving the world to change the lives of the people around me and discover how the simulation reacts.
Look at this to the right, this rock formation with the water and everything. It looks so insane. That literally looks like a painting. That's insane. And then you have these huge mountains in the distance. Man, I can't wait to explore this world.
I could play this part of the game forever, and I'd never run out of systemic toys to tinker with.
That's a bold claim.
There's a couple of jobs to take on across Albion, but today I fancy a try at blacksmithing.
Okay, now, as you've heard, you can do like jobs, like random jobs, I guess. Like they will probably all be like small minigame type things, and they have apparently a sign up front, like the one we see on the left here, where the sign is red. So with businesses you can buy, the sign is white, I think. And I think jobs might be red. That might be the indicator.
It's as simple as walking up to the anvil to start a shift. No prior experience required.
So wait a minute. You can just walk up there. So what's this interaction to the left? There's a little interaction icon to the left on the table there. What's that? Yeah, no idea. No idea. Could be anything.
No prior experience required.
All right, so you start blacksmithing and you can select your skill level, but it appears you have to unlock the higher skill levels. You're an apprentice, 0 out of 500 XP to unlock journeyman. So maybe that will give you more gold or make it easier, or I don't know what that might modify. And then you have the details, earn 6,000 gold per product. So I'm pretty sure that this has been changed for this gameplay demo. I feel like I've seen a version of the smithing mini game with different time, like the timing is different, and different gold output. So just keep that in mind. This might not be the actual numbers.
In the interest of time,
that's the time I'm talking about.
Reduce the time limit here, but regardless.
Yeah.
It's a classic case of risk versus reward.
Okay, so they've reduced the time limit here, as he said, and then to the like at the top left, you can see the gold earned, and you could also see when he's not right dead in the center of this hotspot, the outline kind of changes. You know, you have to kind of hit it exactly in the center to maximize the effect, I guess.
I'm constantly having to balance speed versus precision while trying to earn as much as I can.
Product complete. You get 6,000 gold. It's not bad.
I need to hit all the hotspots to complete an item, but if I manage a perfect hit, just like that, I earn a multiplier on my gold.
Also pretty cool. And then you can see the final screen, your total gold earned and the XP gained in that job.
That's a successful shift completed.
There you can see it again. And I wonder what other kinds of jobs like this we will be able to do. This is kind of like a cool, small minigame. I kind of like this, especially if this is like this went by pretty fast, but if it takes a little bit longer, if it actually feels like a small shift, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, this is the total gold, the multiplier, the XP you gained, the total products you made, the perfect products you made, and the best multiplier you got. Continuing your shift will maintain your multiplier. Oh, look at that. Okay, I see. That's pretty cool. I like that.
I can return to the blacksmith any time to earn more gold and gain blacksmithing experience while building my reputation.
Look at this. Look at this. They're avoiding showing us what this interaction might be. He's walking around this. Yeah, he's avoiding it. I'm pretty sure.
Reputation.
Wait, what did he say?
And gain blacksmithing experience while building my reputation.
Building your reputation too. Okay, and interesting. Income chest is full.
Just about enough gold for the house. Let's head back down the street and buy it.
This seemed insanely cool. I'm not sure if I'm overreacting here, but this there's this kid there to the right.
Gold for the house.
I forgot to get the bread, is what they say. And they start running. Okay. This seems too good to be true. Yeah, I don't quite know what to make of that yet, but that seems amazing.
Let's head back down the street and buy it.
Oh, new NPC. Clive, an easygoing commoner. There we go. Come on. Still no duplicates.
There are guards stationed in every settlement. They're always there to keep a watchful eye on the villagers, and probably two eyes on a hero. If I get caught committing crimes, I'll find myself in trouble with the law. And that will change.
We'll see that later on. So this is our house again.
We're back.
Well, not our house yet. And again, we have this point of interest thing popping up. Not sure what that is.
Let's buy the house.
All right, now this residence screen opens up, and we can see that, yeah, this is number 6 King's Hunt and so on. Rent. Tenants' wealth is below average. That is so cool that you can actually see, yeah, the tenants' wealth. So you get some information on that. And then you can set the rent. Wealth determines how much rent tenants can afford. That is insane. And how many do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 options for rent. How? Like 9 options. What might they be? So the first one has to be free, right? The second one has to be like ultra low. Low, I guess medium. I'm honestly not sure. High, super high, ultra high, mega high, and astronomical. I'm not sure what all those options might be, but 9 options is, yeah, that's pretty nuanced. I like this. Then you can manage your tenants and sell the residence. Okay.
Now I'm the owner, I can hike up the rent or even make it free if I'm feeling charitable.
Yeah, okay.
I can manage my tenants too.
Oh, here we can evict the tenants. That is cool. Or pay them to leave, which will cost us 3,400 gold. Okay, for one tenant. There's only one person living in here, which is Kieran, who already doesn't like us. For one person, 3,400. Yeah, okay. I see this. This could become pretty expensive, possibly, if there were like 5 people living in this house.
Let them stay and keep collecting the rental income, but I want to move in myself.
Yeah.
It gives me the choice to just chuck them out on the street or be nice and give them a bit of gold to leave. And if I chuck them out, that would cause me to be known as heartless. And I'm trying to be nice right now in case I ruin things with Megan.
Are you sure? You're about to make the following changes. Pay tenants 3,400 gold to move out. Okay. Okay, so this property is available to rent out. That's also interesting. So can you now go up to people and like ask them to move in, or will people come up to you, or how will that work?
Now I'm free to move in.
And you can move in. And you can move out again. Okay, cool. So this is your new residence.
Home sweet home. I can buy any house in Albion.
Okay, so you got plus landlord, plus shrewd. And I wonder if you can customize your homes, like the decoration and stuff and furniture. I don't think we know that yet. And you have Goldsmith. Megan is ready to go on a date with you. That's cool that you get that notification. That's nice. And then you have the income chest probably to the right there.
While this one lacks some square footage, there are huge houses, even mansions.
Reputation gained, landlord. So there will, he just said it, there will be even mansions that you can buy. I'm super excited to see how big those will be, how they will look. Yeah, and what is this?
The tenants left some stuff behind. Offal fans, apparently.
Bag of offal,
Wherever I
okay.
live, I have access to my income chest and wardrobe, so I can collect all my gold and change my appearance whenever I like.
Okay.
That was the last thing on Megan's list. Let's head back to the general store. Fable has a dynamic time of day that changes what people are doing throughout their routine. It's still the afternoon, so hopefully Megan is still working. If I'm too late, she'll be back home in bed.
Now they're playing this on a controller, and I noticed there are a couple different walking speeds. First of all, like we can see them here. First of all, you have this
people are doing throughout
slow walk
that changes what people are doing
like this. Then you have this moderate like run, I would say.
Their routine. It's still the afternoon, so hopefully Megan is still working.
And then you have the sprint.
If I'm too late, she'll be back home in bed.
And there's my new pub.
And now here's what I wonder. Is this just the stick being pushed different amounts? Or will this actually be buttons like corresponding, like that you have to press? I would want this to be, if you just push the stick forward all the way, you just walk slowly. Then maybe like in GTA or Red Dead or something, if you hold A or something, whatever, then you run, and then if you push the stick in, then you sprint. This is what I would want, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be that way.
Some customers in the beer garden.
Big smile and bigger heart, the hero of Briar Hill is loved by all. So that's the town crier.
Now we're back at the general store. Let's find Megan.
I'm on the market, hero. Okay. Who's that? Who's that? Oh, that's Megan, yeah.
Just the person I wanted to see.
Still interested?
So she remembers.
I've ticked off all Megan's dating goals, so now my chances of romance are much improved.
Like, listen to this, man. Like, even this still interested comment from Megan, right? Compare this to something like Skyrim. I mean, I know Skyrim's old, but I don't personally know any game that does it better than Fable shows it here. Just this that she knows, you know, it's actually a that she remembers. It's actually a like a small story within the game. You know, your relationship with Megan. In Skyrim, the NPC would just be dropping their lines like nothing happened, right? It's just like a tiny detail that I really, really like.
Let's ask her on a date again.
How about a date?
A date? Oh, I'm chuffed to bits.
Now you have this gift option menu, and you have a wildflower bouquet, a hint of the untamed meadow, guaranteed to make any date a success. You can give your date a gift. You can date without a gift. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Maybe this will increase your chances.
I can offer a gift to increase my chances of a date being a good one.
There you
As
go.
tempting as my new offal is, I'm going to give Megan flowers instead. I think she'll like them more. Here we are on a date at the Silver Trough. Hope I'm getting free drinks.
Okay, so then you have this little cinematic, I guess. The date was a success. Wildflower bouquet helped. Okay, cool. That's so cool that we actually see this. So I guess the date can fail too. And then you have feedback on the gift that you chose or didn't choose. That's really, really cool. Love that.
Looks like it went well.
That was quite the date, hero. Loved it.
Plus charming.
Hey, you.
Oh, hero. Yeah, that date was just brill.
Now she's mentioning the date too. That's super nice. And she fancies you because you met their dating goals, okay? Because of your reputations, and they're interested. Okay, cool. You have some new romance options too.
Megan found me quite charming. I'd like to make things official, so I'll ask her to be in a relationship with me.
And you can now start a relationship. Nice.
So what do you say? Ready for something more?
And what a lovely couple we'll make.
Whatever comes next, I'm with you.
Okay, so they're in a relationship with you. And now you have a new option. Oh, now, yeah, this is confirmed now. You can sleep with someone. And you have a new option, which is probably breaking up. And it says to the left there, let love grow. Your partner will let you know when they're ready to talk marriage. Oh, cool. I wonder how that's gonna work out. The path, like to getting there. Okay.
It's official. That's not the end, though. I could build this relationship a lot more.
Income chest is full yet again.
We could get married, which comes with its...
Okay. Slowly.
More. We could get married, which
Move in.
comes with it.
Have child and
Own
propose.
set of goals. We could move into my house and start a family. And I can even hire her for one of my businesses. Things could go the other way too.
Break
I
up.
could break up with Megan, or divorce her in future. Or I might make choices that make her divorce me. There's lots of ways I could change her life, and she'll remember. But we've seen enough romance for now. Bye, Megan.
I really wonder how far this remembering stuff will go. And now I have just noticed I have an answer to probably my first question of this video. You can see above the minimap Silverbrook, and now it's not the sun icon anymore, but it's like a setting sun, I guess. So that must just be the time. It's probably just the time of day that's being indicated there. Okay, now we know
To
that.
go. But you're welcome to watch me leave.
That might be an indicator to like the businesses, how the working hours and stuff like that. You know, when NPCs are asleep and stuff. So maybe now the businesses are closed. Now that we see this setting sun symbol, you know, now maybe the people are going home. Something like that. So life event in a relationship. Okay, what other life events might there be? That's cool.
You have a lovely time, sweetheart.
Before we go, I've only really demonstrated what it's like being an upstanding citizen in Silverbrook. Our game is one full of contrast, though,
Modest. Yeah, I like it.
where I decide the kind of
Nelson. Did we see Nelson before? An introverted commoner. I don't think so. We've seen so many NPCs now that I can't even remember all of them, and I still believe that we did not have a duplicate description. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's insane, honestly. That's insane.
I want to be. So let's briefly explore what it's like if I'm not so nice. Hi, Susan.
Nose to the grindstone. Love to see it.
Lovely to see you, boss.
Sorry, Susan. You're fired.
Okay, what was the first option here?
Sorry, Susan.
Business and then transfer. Okay, you can transfer them to other businesses or you can fire
You're
them.
fired.
Yeah. You're fired. Sorry.
You're gonna regret that, swine.
She's not
Plus
happy
heartless. And now it's Susan the beggar and she doesn't like me anymore.
about that. And she thinks I'm being heartless. But
Robin, a foolish commoner. That is so sick.
because in Fable morality is subjective and varies from person to person, not everybody will have a problem with that. There might even be someone who
Now, wait a second. Look at the minimap. We have these, like, beer, pint icons, I don't know. And they seem to be people in the pub. Like, look at the one moving, that's Susan.
Morality is subjective and varies from
And the other ones are customers, probably. Or maybe it's like my 2 employees and the building itself. Possibly, I'm not quite sure.
Not everybody will have a problem with that. There might even be someone who fancies me because I'm heartless. Villagers also react to my physical actions. If I start firing arrows around the place, they'll start to perceive me as reckless.
Okay, now we have a whole new set of info here. So first of all, we just drew the bow, and below the crosshair we have like 4 like circles, and we can see 3 of them being filled out white, and the other one is hollow. So these are the arrows that we have available. As you can see in the bottom right on top of this ability wheel, there's a 3. So that's the arrows that we have. So you can see if we shoot another arrow, it's now on 2, and it slowly fills up again. So these arrows aren't gone, but they reload over time, pretty much. So then we have this ability wheel, of which we will see all abilities in action, I think. So let's wait for that. And then we just gained 2 reckless. And we can see to the left there, reckless endangerment. This is actually, I think it would be qualified as a crime, which we will also see a summary of later on. Wait, who was that? Christine, I think we've already seen her. Underhanded commoner. We've definitely read that description before. I'm not sure if it was Christine, though. This might be our first duplicate.
I can even take pot shots at
Alan, an ambitious commoner. Okay, so this is definitely a duplicate now. Okay, so we found it. So Alan, an ambitious commoner, just like Megan. All right. So it's not endless.
if I want.
Look at this. You shoot him in the leg, you get plus violent and an assault charge, pretty much. You can also see above the Silverbrook minimap name, there it says criminal now, and the minimap is kind of glowing red. So you're now actually viewed as a criminal. And look how this guy is reacting to the arrow. I love this.
And now I've gone too far.
And now the guards will attack you until you escape. And you have a fine of 3,000 gold.
But I'm in.
And we can see some on the minimap, some red dots or diamonds that are indicating the guards. And we can also see like the crosses, the X's on the shops, which probably means that they are not accessible for me now, which is also interesting.
For a fight.
So it also said, guards will attack you until you escape. So will that be the only way out of this? I think so. And now you also have these 2 bars on the bottom there. Not quite sure what these are yet. Let's keep watching.
In Fable.
Wait, what did it just... Yeah, reputation gained criminal.
In Fable.
Murder, it says now.
You can express yourself with your own combat style.
And now we have these floating things, like coming out of the killed enemies, I guess, and you have plus killer. So the bottom bar might actually be your health bar, possibly.
Combining strength, skill, and...
Might I just say, the guards without a helmet, they look kind of stupid, in my opinion. They look so weird. Okay, so that is awesome. Reputation gained killer? Wait, look at that. Okay, look to the right here. It says you gain 4 of whatever that currency is that we've seen in the menu before. And this would be the bottom ability, I think, which just sends them flying, kind of.
And will, in style weaving combat.
And now we can see the enemies have also a health bar, and this one has a kind of armor bar, maybe?
You choose the weapons, skills, and
which we can break.
You want to use and blend them seamlessly together.
Yeah, okay. Wait, was it actually the top ability or the bottom ability?
Own combat style. Combining strength, skill, and will in style.
This was the top ability. Alright, I see. And look at how long they stay up in the air. And when they're lying on the floor, it seems like they're easier to kill. And look at this guy being like stunned. Okay, cool. Pretty cool. Okay. Ooh. Let's look at that again. So this is the right ability. Pretty sick. This is the bottom ability, which turns them into chickens. And then we have the left ability, which is like a fireball. What's that, though? Okay, we have a couple of things here. We have a couple of things going on here. So I'm pretty sure this at the bottom, the bar, that's a health bar. And now we can also see, look at the ahead, like on top of the mini map, the setting sun. That's changing now. So now it's evening.
I'm putting up a fight, but backup will keep on coming until I leave Silverbrook.
Just turning people into chickens. That's pretty cool.
Not.
Pretty cool abilities, I have to say.
Is probably for the best. Now I have a bounty on my head which will grow with more crime. I can immediately pay it, or pay a reduced fine, if I spend long enough out of town. My reputations don't disappear with my bounty, though.
Okay, so a couple interesting things. So we will see this later on.
And a criminal, it'll stick with me until I put in the work to change what people think. Or until I've made an expensive visit to the town crier.
Okay, so you have a Silverbrook fine now of 48,000 gold. The guards will attack you until you pay for your crimes, literally.
Because the people in
Let's continue.
Remember what you do.
Over the past 25 minutes or so, I've bought a pub and a house, been a landlord, and changed a beggar's life. I've customized my look, saved a magic talking pig, fought the law, and I've built a relationship with just one of Albion's 1,000 handcrafted, fully voiced NPCs.
Look at this. Location discovered, Windmill Hill. So this is now, just now, has been discovered.
Fought the law, and I've built a relationship with just one of...
Yeah, okay. So the reputation here is still killer, shrewd, rich, criminal, charming, and entrepreneur. Okay, so this is part of Silverbrook. It's probably not part of Silverbrook, but of Oakshire. So will the reputation be for the entirety of Oakshire? Or... Yeah, I'm not sure why this... Because if it just would be for Silverbrook, this should not have these reputations, right? Except for maybe there's like an extended Silverbrook area. I don't know.
1,000 handcrafted, fully voiced NPCs. And here's the reputation cloud again.
So 1,000 handcrafted, voiced NPCs. That's crazy. So now we can see this. We have 2 reckless endangerment, 1 assault charge, and 9 murder charges. And the fine is unaffordable, and we can wait for a reduced fine. So he previously said that we can wait to have a reduced fine. I'm not sure if it's going to reduce all the way down to 0, or if it's just going to reduce once. But what, you know, the actual consequence is probably not the fine, but the reputation, because that will stay even though you get rid of the fine. You know, the reputation will stay.
I'm rich and charming.
And you can wait. Look at that. If you press the left stick, you can wait and probably skip time.
Because of my spending habits and my relationships. I'm also a criminal and a killer due to my reckless behavior and fighting with the guards.
And now we can see it seems like we can't access any of the shops here in Silverbrook.
Yet, I'm shrewd for saving Colin and an entrepreneur because I bought the Silver Trough. I've built a complex, rich identity in Silverbrook, which the people there will react to through their own moral view. I'm not simply good or evil. I'm so much more than that. There are many more settlements across Albion to explore. My identity is mine to create in each one, and everyone will have their own perspective on what I do as I build an extraordinary life. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more in-depth Fable information as we move closer to our launch.
Alright, that was pretty cool. It comes out February 23rd. And now we can see, as a final little thing, the versions that we can buy. So we have the pre-order at the moment, which will give you the chicken suit cosmetic outfit and 3 in-game gifts. This is what I was talking about. And then you can also get the premium edition. So I think the standard edition is $70, I think, and the premium edition is $100. So that's quite expensive. But what you get is 5 days early access, and you get the Splendid Armor cosmetic outfit. You get the Bastard Armor cosmetic outfit. Okay, sure, those are 2 armor sets. I prefer to actually earn the cool armor that I can have in the game, and not just have amazing armor from the start. I'm not a fan of that. Then you can get the digital art book and soundtrack. That's always cool. And most importantly, I think the post-launch expansion Fable Order of the Hero. And then you also get 9 in-game gifts. So I believe, the 5 days early access, for me personally, it's pretty cool because I'm super hyped for this game. And the only thing that really justifies the price of $100 for me is honestly the expansion that you get, because you already get you get more game essentially. You don't have to pay for that expansion when it comes out. So yeah, that's the 2 versions. Let's see if there's anything else, but I think this is look at this, the collector's edition. Holy. Yeah, okay, so you get the premium edition pretty much. You get the Jack of Blades statue. You get a hardcover art book. That is sick. You get the steelbook case and a lapel pin. And then you get the premium version content as well. That is quite cool, honestly. Not sure how much this costs, though. Yeah, hardcover art book is in English only. Okay, so the only thing, or maybe not the only thing, but the thing that that I dislike the most about this gameplay trailer is actually the frequency of the income chest filling up, but I'm not sure if that's something that will be like this in the actual game. But yeah, let me know what your favorite part of this gameplay trailer was and what your least favorite part was. Very interested in that. And yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. And yeah, I'm planning on making more, possibly. Let me know if you'd be interested in that and the other Fable trailers that we've seen so far. Yeah, and if you have any further insights, let me know in the comments. All right, see you next time.